Did you know what were the 10 most long-lived empires in history? Through the course of history, we've seen empires rise and fall over decades, centuries, and even millennia. We'll take a look at these long-lasting empires of the past, how they formed, and the factors that eventually led to their fall. 10. The Portuguese Empire lasted for around 584 years. The Portuguese Empire expanded because of its excellent weaponry, naval superiority, and ability to rapidly set up ports to trade spices, slaves, ivory, and gold. It also had enough manpower to conquer new peoples and gain land quickly. The Portuguese Empire crumbled due to several factors, including clashes with the British Empire in Africa and Republican activists in Portugal, which changed the country to a republic. 9. Ottoman Empire lasted for 600 years. The Ottoman Empire started as a small Turkish state after the weakened Byzantine Empire withdrew from the area. The empire expanded, eventually taking Constantinople in 1453 and pushing deeper into European and North African territories. Civil wars in the early 1900s, followed immediately by World War I and the Turkish War of Independence, signaled the beginning of the end. 8. Canem Empire lasted for 633 years. Its capital city of Angkor was said to be awe-inspiring, thanks in part to the Angkor Wat, one of the world's largest religious complexes, built by Suryavarman II around 1122. The bulk of what we know about this empire comes from stone murals in the region. The Thai migration of the 12th and 14th centuries was the decline of the empire. They started to attack imperial territories and took Angkor in 1431, which became the end of the Khmer Empire. 7. Ethiopian Empire lasted for about 700 years. Considering the length of its rule, we know surprisingly little about the day-to-day activities of the Ethiopian Empire. The empire's long reign began around 1270, when the Solomonic dynasty overthrew the Zagwe dynasty, declaring they owned the rights to the land based on a supposed lineage to King Solomon, shifting power to the Habesha people. It wasn't until 1896, when Italy declared war against it, that the Ethiopian Empire began to falter. 6. Canem Empire lasted for 680 years. The empire's history is split between two different dynasties, the Duguwa and the Saifawa, the latter being the driving force to bring Islam to the country. The military system devised to facilitate the jihad created a governmental system based on hereditary nobility, in which soldiers were rewarded with the land they conquered, which they passed down to their sons. That system resulted in civil war that weakened the territory and made it vulnerable to attack. Bulala invaders were able to quickly take Njimi in 1396 and eventually take control of the entire Canem Empire. 5. Holy Roman Empire lasted for 1,000 years. The Holy Roman Empire was seen as an attempt to resurrect the Western Roman Empire. The name, however, comes from the fact that while the emperor was chosen by electors, he was crowned by the Pope in Rome. The empire began when Charlemagne was crowned by Pope Leo, and the empire lasted from 800 to 1806. By 1806, Napoleon Bonaparte had forced the last Holy Roman Emperor, Francis II, to abdicate, and the area was reorganized as the Confederation of the Rhine. 4. The Sila Empire lasted for 992 years. The Sila Empire began in 57 BCE and covered what is now southeastern Korea. Silla continually expanded the empire, conquering several kingdoms on the Korean peninsula. A century of civil war among high-ranking families, war with the Tang dynasty, as well as the conquered kingdoms doomed the empire. 3. The Republic of Venice lasted for 1,100 years. The pride of the Venetian Empire was its massive naval fleet, which enabled its rapid expansion across Europe and the Mediterranean, eventually conquering historically important cities such as Cyprus and Crete. The Venetians ruled for over 1,000 years. From the late 7th century to 1797, it all began when a collection of lagoon communities joined together for mutual defense against the Lombards, Huns, and other steppe peoples as the power of the Byzantine Empire dwindled in northern Italy. The Republic of Venice is a classic example of an empire stretching its borders so far that it couldn't properly protect its capital. Unlike other empires, It wasn't civil war that led to its demise, but war with its neighbors. 2. Kush Empire lasted 1400 years. The Kush Empire flourished from 1069 BC to around 350 in what is now known as the Republic of Sudan. Throughout its long history, not much is known about the exact details of its politics. However, there is evidence of monarchies during the later years. Still, the Kush exerted power over several smaller nations in the area and managed to maintain power in the region while expanding south to conquer lands with a resource they relied on: timber. Some evidence suggests the empire came under attack from desert tribes, but other scholars speculate the territory's overdependence on the iron economy led to deforestation, forcing its people to disperse. 1. The Roman Empire lasted for 1600 years. The empire expanded across modern-day Italy and much of the Mediterranean region. It had much strength, but Emperor Diocletian introduced 2 co-emperors who could handle authority and alleviate the stress of massive expansion, laying the foundation for the eventual Western and Eastern Roman empires. The Western Roman Empire dissolved in 476, when Germanic forces revolted and removed Romulus Augustulus from the seat of emperor. The Eastern Roman Empire continued to prosper after 476, coming to be known more commonly by present-day historians as the Byzantine Empire. Combined with growing unrest within the empire, the plague and social turmoil, the empire finally fell when the Ottoman Empire took Constantinople in 1453 and ended the Roman Empire.